cases, and influence is a successful lawyer. But to me, this is not the sole criteria for identification of a successful lawyer in this country, and even looking at our post-constitution era, which is now 11 years. When we gave ourselves this new constitution, which is the heart and soul of our socio-political and legal system, and it articulates who we are as a nation and who we aspire to become. It means that to be a model citizen and lawyer, according to our constitution, we must comport with the value system articulated in the constitution, which many of us also who are religious know is found in our religious instructions. The guiding right of the constitutional value system is the intention of establishing a society that is socially just, a society that looks at itself and looks at everybody and ensures everybody is able to realize their full potential. The constitutional goal of creating a just social order will only be realized when all of our citizens, including those of us in the legal profession, embrace the required ways of conduct which is required of us in the society. And I've heard you being advised not only to pursue your legal career without looking at the society. And Mr. Wanjara was emphatic that we need to give back to the society. We need to sign to the pro bono register to be called upon to represent the less privileged. The required standard of conduct for an advocate in such a just society order includes living also by higher values of professional, personal, and social ethics. In terms of professional ethics for the lawyer in the post-2010 dispensation, includes embracing higher standards of lawyering. And I've mentioned, it doesn't matter how small a brief you have, please look at it critically. Prepare your pleadings properly, draw them properly, look at the law, research, and look at precedents, what has happened before the one that you're drawing. It means as lawyers, you have to be part of the process of developing constitutionally decreed indigenous social justice jurisprudence by availing to judges and judicial officers arguments and relevant legal materials on the latest learning in the law. And you also have to be part of the solution of the problem of the case backlog and delayed delivery of justice by ensuring that you abandon the age-old practices of unnecessary adjournment and delay of the hearing of the cases. Please don't get into the practice of delaying the conclusion of cases. We want to eliminate the terms like stood over generally. We want to embrace active case management where the court takes charge of the case and concludes. So for this group of 97, we expect vibrancy from you. When you come to court, you will be coming to assist us finalize the cases that are pending in court. For that, you should say amen, because you are the ones to set standards. In addition, you must embrace the constitutionally envisaged shifts to focusing on the merit of cases rather than unnecessary interlocutory and technical applications that has contributed to the delay in the resolution of cases. You should embrace also, and I've heard the other speakers talk about, the multi-door approach to delivery of justice. we are trying to empower our society to focus on social justice, to access to justice by letting Kenyans know they bear agency for themselves to resolve even problems that they encounter. They are also problem solvers. So we use these multi-door approaches, utilize the small claims courts that we hope to cascade to every jurisdiction. We also embrace alternative systems of justice and alternative dispute resolution in addressing social grievances. When people encounter problems, they can solve those problems through those multi-door approaches. And coming to court can also be a matter of last resort when we have tried those alternative means of solving problems. So as you come to the profession, you have the choices to make, to join the bar, to join the bench, and to join these other multiple systems that we have of resolving disputes. Allow me to say something about personal ethics. There are two concerns that a successful advocate ought to bear in mind in this dispensation. The first one is civility in your interaction with members of the bench and colleagues in the bar. And I thank the representative of the Attorney General for speaking to this, because allow me to call you my children, my daughters, my sons, because indeed you are. You are actually the angel of my children. It doesn't cost you anything to be humble and to be civil, but it costs you everything to be uncivil to one another, because it costs you anger, and it costs the other person anger, hatred, and we don't have to do that. The concern here is that whilst robust engagement expressing a different opinion and point of view is encouraged and should be embraced, we should always disagree with respect. The second concern related to personal ethics is about ethics in your financial dealings. This is a big teaching we have to engage in, especially in the legal profession. Because money is important, but you will come to realize when you get to my age that it doesn't mean much, as long as you can be able to get your daily requirements, send your children to school. The rest of the excesses do not mean much, because they may not bring you peace and tranquility that you need to thrive in life. Unfortunately, we have had cases in the past that involve unethical advocates who deprive clients of the proceeds from the conveyance that they undertake for the clients, or litigation briefs say somebody has been involved in a personal injury claim, and they have never received their proceeds from the decree of the court. Such unethical conduct goes against the ethic of what we call in Kenya utu. In Meru we call it omuntu, that underlies our constitutional order. I hope yours will be the generation of lawyers that puts a stop to such practices, and no one from this group of 97 of advocates will be struck off the roll of advocates that you have joined today due to such acts of professional misconduct. This is indeed my prayer, that none of you will meet such a misadventure in your practice. Lastly, in terms of social ethics, a successful advocate ought to contribute socially beneficial services to the society. And there is a lot you can do. You can plug in many ways. There is so much to be done, more than the doers we can find. I participate as a champion and defender of children's rights. And I can assure you in that area, in the communities that you live, your nyumba kumi, there is always a need for a child to be held their hand, for a teenager to be talked to, for the youth to be spoken to be encouraged, to be mentored. There is always something for us to do for this society to pull another one. Therefore, a successful advocate is expected to play a role in furthering our constitutional goals of social inclusion and access to justice. Because in the same communities, you'll also find people who are in dire need of legal advice. And you can organize yourselves as the law class of 2001 admission in September 13th to form a group that can give legal aid. And we will come out to support you. There is so much you can do. Following from this, I urge you to be ready to go the extra mile to ensure that the vulnerable in our society, for example, also the victims of gender-based violence, every time we turn our papers or we listen to radio or TV, we are pounded by the number of children, vulnerable people who are victims of violence. We are pounded by the disproportionate number of our people who are suffering from many, many vulnerabilities, some requiring legal aid, even persons with disabilities, persons from the minority, marginalized communities are all in need of accessing justice. And we are there to plug in and support them. In effect, my message is that while attainment of professional eminence and financial success in itself is noble and should not be thwarted, such success devoid of ethical conduct is hollow aspiration. In the post-2010 dispensation, more is expected of advocates, and a narrow or minimalist approach to success that is focused solely on higher financial prospects misses the mark. We will pursue success and financial success, but we will also be mindful of our society to give back. Therefore, my plea to you is that you should conduct yourselves in a manner that upholds professional, personal, and social ethics. I wish you all the best, and I pray that God will shine His light upon you every day to right that right in the profession. All the best, and God bless you.
Thank you, Chief Justice. You may be seated shortly. That we've come to the end of our formal session. I told you it will not be long. I promised you that. And I want to thank the entire bench, led by the Honorable the Chief Justice, for this occasion. I also want to thank the team that worked on the documents from the Office of the Chief Registrar and the entire admissions office. Honorable Sharon Mayuli, Honorable Joseph Were and team. My name is Moses Wanjala. Congratulations to you too. Now, I know that we have one more item on the program, that is for the photo session. And due to the circumstances that we are in now, previously it has been cancelled. Previously we have scaled down to smaller groups, but that is a decision for the Chief Justice whether she will.
We'll do it smaller groups.
Okay. So you are lucky. I know you are firstborn, so she will take photos in smaller groups. I think we can even do groups of 10 because we are only 97. We do take the photos by the stairs, So in that case, then I'll ask. I'm told we take the national anthem first before we proceed. As we come to the end, we started with our prayer.
Twaomba uilinde Jumuiya Afrika Mashariki, tuwezeshe kuishi kwa amani, tutimize na malengo yetu. Jumuiya yetu sote tulilinde, tuajibike, tuimarike. Umoja wetu ni nguzo yetu, idumu jumuiya yetu.
Thank you. That is our prayer once more. So we can have our chief guest take the stairs for the photo session. Okay, 15, 1 to 20, and ensure that you